Right, we'll try again. Let's see if we can. Apparently, I'm live. Hopefully, hopefully some of you have stayed on because this been a debacle. It's been ridiculous. I'm going to write a comment here just to hello. Sorry about the nonsense. That should do, shouldn't it? Let's see if anyone joins in. They might not. You might. Let's just see if anything's going on here. It's not going very well, is it? Let me just write a little message. Da, da, da. Mm. Right. Yes. I can see myself here on my phone. I don't know if anyone's watching. Oh, goodness. What a lot of just ridiculous. I got a couple of comments. No, nothing there. Yes. Right, okay. So we have got some people. I don't know. Nothing makes any sense anymore. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go for it because my computer is lying or my phone is lying. Maybe they're both lying together. It's a bit strange. So, right. Hello, all of you who are actually listening to this. Hopefully there are some of you. I've got literally no idea. It could be thousands of you for all. Maybe that's the system. It's been overloaded by the billions of people watching this. I doubt that, but let's pretend. So this is the live launch of Death Springs, which is exciting. I'm wearing in celebration this. I know it's the wrong character. I know that's Harry, but you know it's kind of cool, isn't it? I'm loving the merch. I'm going to go run through a few things, the usual stuff. I will read a bit, eat a bit, talk a bit, tell you about the book. But something cool turned up today, and it's never happened. This the book's turned up. So I have here, literally just turned up today, this, which is quite exciting. So I'm about to do a reveal, but before that, kind of need a drink, particularly after all the nonsense of Facebook not working at all, which is very irritating. That means I'm annoyed. So I'm going to do a mousetrap. Those of you who read the Haig books, you'll know that the house trap sounds like a bad 80s horror movie, doesn't it? Kind of thing I'd love. The mousetrap is a snack that you find in the Bell, which is a pub in Evercreech where I used to live, and it is a packet of crisps with cheese and a pickled eggage. Not pickled egg, pickled onion, sorry. There we go. And what you do is this. You get your crisps. You take your massive lump of cheese. I love this. You take your onion and you drop it in. Oh, onto your computer apparently. There we go. That is your mousetrap. There you go. What a lovely idea. I've got two ciders because it's Somerset, but unfortunately these aren't Somerset ones. I've got an Cornish Orchards, which would be really nice. And I've got an Angliotelli or something, which is this one. Still, I've probably got no one watching this, which is quite amazing, really. Deeply upsetting, clearly. We'll just see, you never know. Maybe there is a few people. Oh, I've got six. My phone is telling me there are comments. Just what's going on? Oh dear. Yes, this is me. So I can comment on my phone, but not here. So I don't. This is well. It's. I blame the weather because we've got all the thunder going on. So I'm going to open this because I really need this now. With the skulls, courtesy of my amazing children, my boys. Love my boys. So yeah, here we go. Here's to a new book. Let's turn that off. Yeah, new book coming out, which I'm going to open in this thing. Let me just. That's better. So, the big reveal. There we go. So I've not seen these. I hope they've got the right cover on. That would be. I do like this. Right, okay, so here we go. So here's the struggling. Get up. There's the hardback. Now these are proof copies, okay? So that's why I've got this strap here. It says not for resale, not for resale. So it's not for resale, Dave. Don't resell it. Don't make a profit out of this one. But yeah, so this is the hardback. There we go. Looking all kind of cool. I like this. Love having them in hardback. That's really nice. That's that one. And we've also got the paperback. Just get rid of that. There's the paperback. Slick's the word, everyone. Slick's the word. I should have my own TV show, really. There we go. Brilliant. And I'm in the middle. So there we go. Aren't they amazing? There we go. Death Springs. Well done, Death Springs. Good job. So yeah. Death Springs. I hope you've all ordered it. You should do, because I love this one. This one's tremendous fun. What I'm really enjoying about writing the Hague stuff is obviously it's new characters, it's a new place, but obviously I know the place quite well, it's Somerset. But also it's allowing me to go into sort of slightly more paranormal stuff and creepy stuff and all that kind of thing, which is and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. Which I used to write horror anyway, and I love horror. So it's allowing me to sort of bring that into the crime stuff. So it's kind of like a bit of a crossover, which is really great fun. So Death Springs, what is it about? Here's the lowdown. Are you sitting comfortably? When the body of Simon Miller, a keen member of an outlaw swimming group, is discovered in a remote woodland pool, Detective Inspector Gordon Haig's new life in Somerset takes a sinister turn. So that's basically what we've got. A body is found in a pool in the middle of some woodland. And you find out that this bloke is a member of a swimming group. And things transpire from there. What could it be? Why is there a body in this pond? Is it to do with the pond? What's the body? What's the person done? Who's behind it? All that kind of stuff. Now, me and swimming, we're not best friends at all, to be honest. I don't really like swimming. I can swim. I had a drowning accident when I was 6. Puts you off, I have to say. So I never really got into it. I did eventually learn to swim. I did a triathlon. Swimming in swimming pools I find extremely boring, and it makes me quite angry. I think I was known as the angriest man in the pool at points when I was going to the Tri Club locally to improve my swimming, which I didn't. It's an awful lot of effort to go 15 seconds faster. It's just, no. But yeah, so swimming. Now, locally to here, there is a place called Vobster Quay, which is a quarry that is filled with ridiculously clear water. It's beautiful. 60 metres deep and absolutely terrifying, and I can't stand the place. But I did have friends, and do have friends, who are a member of a swimming group who go there. And this book is dedicated to them. So if you go, if any of you are listening, which I know you're not, I could say anything to you lot, couldn't I? Here we go. Look. Oh, how do I do this? To the Vobster Lobsters. Yeah. Thanks for all the awful swimming. But yeah, so that's a group that goes. So, and I have swam at Vobster when I was doing the triathlon training. And I just thought it'd be a really interesting thing to do, to use that environment for a book. The group, it's a very supportive group, which is great. And we all know the cold swimming thing is very good for mental health. Loads of people, it's a massive thing. It took off over COVID as well. So I've used that as the backdrop. And I've thrown in some paranormal stuff as well, which is really good fun. I've had a great time doing that. Loved it. Yeah, so that's it. The pool that's mentioned, that's based on lots of various bits and bobs that I know. Not everything is completely accurate, but it is in a place where you can navigate there on the maps and stuff. I make it quite accurate. There's also a mention of a place that people have picked up on the chat I've noticed, called Tucker's Grave. If you like the Stranglers, they've written a song called Tucker's Grave. It's a fantastic pub, cider inn basically, nearby. And it's a great place, so I really quite like going there. So that's mentioned in there as well. It might be a place that Gordy turns into her local. We'll have to see. So there we go. We have this. We have this. We have this. We have this. All these things are great. What we also need is an extract. I'm going to read one. Now, I was tempted to read another bit, but I didn't want to give too much away. The reason a lot of you quite like these books, I think, is because you're enjoying following Gordy. She had that you know, sort of the end from the reason that she left the Dales was quite traumatic. And I got some really nice comments from people about the writing I did for that, so I really appreciate that. I tried to make it as real and also as heartfelt as I could. Yeah. So Gordy has moved south. You can't really have someone start a book all happy and everything sorted. You kind of have to then break them. I mean, that's kind of the rule. So that's what I did with Gordy, really. I had her broken when she turned up, and I'm kind of rebuilding her now, which is great. So, you know, she had that thing with Anna. That fell apart, obviously, for obvious reasons. And now she's maybe trying the idea of seeing if she might be interested in seeing if there's someone else. So Gordy goes on a speed date. Now, I've never done speed dating. Like, the idea is horrendous. Oh, who are you? I don't know. Oh, no, next person. Oh, I mean, that just sounds horrendous. But it was also a bit of a laugh to write about. So I have Gordy, for some reason, she decides it'd be a really good idea. I think her friends persuade her or something. Can't quite remember. Writing too many books, you see. Decide that it'd be a good idea for her to go speed dating. So Patty, who's the sergeant, she goes along with her. And they go to a little speed dating thing. And I'm going to read from chapter 7, so it's a little bit later in the book. So often find if I read from the start of the book, it gives a bit too much away. And I don't want to do that. So this is essential to the story in that it's part of Gordy's development as a character, but it doesn't necessarily give anything away about the overall story of Death Springs. See? Cunning. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Unlike with videos, where I haven't got a clue. So, in the style of, well, it's Jackanory time, everyone. Get yourselves comfortable, and I'll read some stuff. So, from chapter 7, Gordy is on a speed date and has just started a conversation with Charlie, who is her 9th date. Can you imagine? Oh, you're horrendous. So, here we go. And how are you finding it? Somerset, I mean. Well, it's okay. I've not been here long enough to judge, really. The first moment of silence pushed its way into the conversation, but it wasn't given long to hang around, as Charlie said. I'm a librarian, by the way. You know, books, that kind of thing. Gordy's eyes went wide at this. You are? I love books. The look Charlie gave Gordy told her that she wasn't entirely convinced. I'm serious, Gordy continued. My perfect evening is to sit in front of a fire underneath a blanket and to just read. Maybe punctuate the page turns with a sip of wine. Pity I don't have a fire, but there we are. You can't have everything, can you? Gordy saw Charlie's eyes widen, and she felt as though she'd said maybe a bit too much. That does actually sound like heaven, Charlie said, much to Gordy's relief. What is it you do yourself, then? So far that evening, Gordy had managed to keep her job to herself, none of the conversations having had the chance to reveal that little detail. Not that she was embarrassed about it, quite the opposite actually, but she knew it could make some people feel just a little bit awkward. I'm a police officer, she said. Detective Inspector, if you want to know my official title, which I'm sure you don't, but there it is. Sounds grander than it is, I promise you. You're not. Is it really that hard to believe? Charlie smiled. Sorry, no, that's not what I meant. I wanted to join the police many years ago. Gordy was surprised. Oh, what stopped you? She asked, and saw a faint look of concern flash in Charlie's eyes. Actually, that's far too personal a question for right now, isn't it? Forget I asked. Anxiety, actually, Charlie said. I'm not very good with stress. Being a librarian suits my personality a little bit better than chasing down criminals. And that is literally all I do, you know, Gordy said. I am constantly dashing through streets and alleyways, jumping over car bonnets, crashing through doors just to bag me another bad guy. What, just like in the movies? Exactly like in the movies. How exciting! The worst I have to deal with is tracking down late returns and trying to get people to pay a fine here and there. Gordy gave it a second or two, then laughed. If only, she said. Though I'm rather glad my life isn't like that. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it? The bell rang. Oh, well, that's us then, said Charlie. Lovely to chat. Hope the rest of the evening goes well for you. She went to turn away, then stopped before reaching out a hand, which Gordy shook willingly. And you, Gordy said. Watching Charlie move on to her next date, Gordy put a tick on the card next to her name. The evening, it seemed, had taken a turn for the better, and she approached her next date with a genuine smile on her face. When the last date came to an end, Gordy handed in her card and met Patty at the bar. How did it go then, she asked. Any luck? Well, we don't know yet, do we? Said Patty. Got to wait to see if our cards match with anyone else's. You mean you've found someone you'd like to meet again then? Well, one or two. How about yourself? Before Gordy could answer, the woman who organised the event came over and spoke with Patty first to confirm if she would be happy to exchange contact details with the two women she had matched with. Patty said yes, and Gordy was sure that the woman who was then going to turn away and go to speak to someone else in the room, but to her surprise, she looked at her and smiled. You have a match as well, she said. I do. Well, don't sound so surprised. Are you happy to share your contact details? Who was it? Gordy asked, remembering that she put a tick next to 3 names, though of those really, there was only one she was actually interested in. This one, the woman said, and pointed to the name on the card. Gordy beamed, and as she did so, caught sight of Charlie, who was standing on her own near the door, staring at her phone. Charlie looked up, and Gordy caught her eye. To her delight, Charlie smiled, then lifted a hand and gave a wiggly little fingered wave before leaving the bar. Well, the woman said. Gordy's reply came without hesitation. Absolutely, she said. 100% yes. Giving no consideration as to whether she was acting too quickly and thus coming across far too keen, she quickly sent a text message to the number she had been given. The woman moved on, and a reply to Gordy's message pinged its arrival on her phone a minute later. So, a successful evening then? Patty asked as Gordy read the message. Yes, said Gordy, and to her own surprise, felt the stomach do the very smallest of flips. See, I'm a bit of an old romantic at heart, a bit of a softie. I think it's quite nice though, and that's one of the things I really like about doing. I'm just checking comments. That's one of the things I really like about writing these books is that is the character development. More than the crimes in many ways, that's kind of the thing that happens, and I think some of you read it for the same reason. What I love is the way the characters are growing and evolving and meeting people and going through all those kind of life things, and that's really important for me because they do become kind of real in a weird way, which isn't weird at all, is it? No. So real sometimes that I literally have to sit down and go, right, Harry, you need to sort this out, because I will get to a point in the story where I don't know what's going on. And I have to depend that much on the characters, which is a bit strange. But there we are. So, there we are. We've got, I'm repeating myself, we've got this coming out on the 30th. This, obviously. Proof copies. So the 30th is the official launch. That's when the ebook will download. Like that. Literally makes that noise. I can hear it because I'm the author, but only authors are allowed to hear that sound. You readers don't have that. It's just a special thing we get. So it'll appear in your reader, your Kindle thing on the day. As for these, I'm so far ahead that I've managed to make it so that you can order these in time for them to turn up for the official launch day. Big round of applause. Hurrah! So these, I promise you, will go live on the 25th. So the 25th of this month, you'll be able to order them. Isn't it cool? On Amazon, and they will be to your house for launch day, maybe even a day or so early. So I wanted to let you know that. That's really cool. Also, even better, or not even better, just as exciting, frankly, the audiobook will also be coming out on time on the 30th. Listen to me. 5 years doing this, and we finally got it all together. Oh dear, I tell you, it's a right old laugh, isn't it? So there we are. That's good. Oh, shall I just have, I'm going to have a look through some of the comments now, because still my computer's saying no one's watching, which is deeply upsetting. But I believe 62 people might be watching, I'm not really sure. But so let's see the comments we've got. Jan Jones is asking if she's in the right place. Yes, you are, Jan. Richard Lear says hi, hello. Nicola Capstick, that's a good name. Beth from York. Caro, hello Caro, of course you're here, and yes, I wondered where I was as well. I got lost, Facebook wasn't playing properly, it was very annoying. Got Steve Curry from North Somerset. You must be local to me. Steve, I hope you're enjoying the books. I hope they're accurate enough for Somerset. I'd love to know what you think, actually, because obviously I've done a lot of the Yorkshire Dales ones and had some good comments, you know, growing up there and stuff, and it's really fun writing about a new area. Christine Spanton's watching. Sarah Miles, Christine, this is great. It's a bit of a relief, I have to say. I'm glad you can't wait for the new book, Lynn. That's nice to see here. Sean Hayes is also from North Dorset. Not also. It's nice to be getting people. I think I'm getting people reading these books out external to reading the Grimm stuff. So I'm getting new readers in, which is another reason I did it. So that's really exciting. So I'm hoping that the new readers who are discovering Gordy are then going, oh, look, what's this Yorkshire stuff? What's this DCI Grimm? Let's go and have a read of that. So they pop over and they read Harry's stuff. And then you get this world developing, which is really exciting. Yvonne from Egypt. Egypt. Hi, Yvonne. Lovely for you to join. Thank you for joining in. Janet's joining in. Who else we got? Mandy's here. Mandy from the Fountain. Everyone remember, when you go to Hawes, you go to Tocket's, you say hello to Dave and the rest of the crew. You just wave at the window. Go, hi, Dave. How are you doing? And say hello to the rest of it if you want. Dave loves that. Obviously, you can go and see Mandy at the Fountain. You have to go to see Mandy at the Fountain, and you have to sit in Harry's chair. It's the law. There was a glitch in the Matrix, wasn't there, Warren? I agree. Warren, Texas, yes, I believe. It's a loop setting. It's a bit like a loop, isn't it? It's round and round and round. So there we are. This is good. This is good. This is good. What time is it? It's just gone past. I'm going to have a little bit more of this. I just hope you really like it. I've really enjoyed writing Death Springs. It's difficult getting into the new series because it's a new series, it's new stuff going on, new area, and it feels different as well. And I'm writing about new stuff. And in many ways, the Grimm stuff sort of writes itself to a degree because we all know the characters. They're all so well established, and we're still getting to know this team. They're getting to know each other. But I start on the 4th book next week. That is out at the end of November. I've just finished. Well, I'm finishing today the last bit of Bad Deeds, the next Harry book, and that's out at the end of August. What else? I'm going to the Dales, hopefully. We need to do so. I am going, having to book a trip. We're going to do some research in Hawes, some research in Leyburn. The research in Hawes is obviously for the Grimm event in October. There will be more announcements about that later once we've got it all nailed down and we know what we're doing. So I'll be doing I need to do some writing up there for that. Meet with Mandy and the team, sort out the 3rd Grimm event, which is Madness. And then I need to go to Leyburn because I want to launch a new series next year, set in Leyburn, but also set in the 80s, about another detective, which is quite exciting. In fact, very exciting. So there's a very good chance, well, it's not a good chance, this is exactly what I'm going to do. This time next year, I'll be writing three crime series. What am I doing? I think that's quite fun. So they're all sort of within the same world to a degree, obviously, because it's another one based in Wensleydale, but it's in the past. But I will obviously try and link them in some way, which is also going to be quite fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that. Sort of setting myself an insane task and then going, yeah, I can do that, can't I? Of course I can. There we go. I'm going to eat this because I haven't eaten any of it yet. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to finish this. I might even have a look through this. Although I don't generally read my books when I finish them. I don't have time. I just crack on with everything else. There are no questions. No questions? I'm glad. Because I think you all know more about this stuff than me by now. The number of questions we've had, all the stuff that half the joy of this is sharing it with you. Whereas if I was with a big publisher, there's always a barrier between the readers and the author. With this, because it's quite rapid release, we've got a little Facebook group. It's great. I really like that. So we're sort of on this journey together, aren't we? 5 years. 5 years next month, Grimm Up North came out. How's that possible? I don't know. So thank you, everyone, for the support for all those years. It's amazing. The fact that you're still here listening to this. I mean, I'm the least professional person when it comes to this kind of nonsense, I know. But you still like my stories. I hope they're getting better. I hope they're entertaining. And I hope you really enjoy Death Springs. I'm going to leave you now before I somehow bring Facebook to its knees and the world explodes just because I tried to put up a live video. Death Springs, out on the 30th. You can order the hardback, the paperback on the 25th. put that date in your diary, get it ordered. Then on the 30th, we can all celebrate just how great this book is, hopefully. And I look forward to receiving, or not receiving, I don't send them through to me, but reading a few decent reviews. That's always fun. And also terrifying. Right, shut up, Dave. Shut up, Dave. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to leave you to it. Thanks, everyone. That was chaotic. Bye.